Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Welcome back. If you are new, my name is Shaina Leis. I'm a master life coach, and today I want to talk about expectation versus belief. I see a lot of people easily confusing the two. Expectation and belief are not synonymous. And so it's really important to, one, intellectually understand the difference so that, two, you're aware of when you've stepped out of belief and into the hairy world of expectation. Like sometimes I'll hear a client say something like, I believed that my book would sell, but nobody bought it. And now I'm disappointed and sad. That is not a belief. That is an expectation that your book was going to sell exactly when, where, and how you thought it would or should. Sometimes I'll hear a client say something like, I believe that my next paying customer is coming, but I'm still waiting. That's not belief. That's waiting for the customer to show up before fully believing. Like if you were actually in full-fledged belief that your next customer is a done deal, you wouldn't be waiting for them, right? When you think I'm waiting, you're not feeling the certainty of the customer. Instead, you're feeling the lack. Waiting is not being in full belief. Sometimes I'll hear a client say something like, I believe, Shaina, that I will get a great new job, but nothing's happening. I'm not getting callbacks. It isn't working. That's not belief. Belief is not an antidote for obstacles. Holding space for 100% belief does not mean that you won't experience challenges. In fact, true belief not only survives failure, but strengthens because of it. Now, that's like an entirely separate video in itself. Right now, this is the clear distinction I want to help you see between expectation and belief. Expectations are beliefs with conditions. So like whenever you hear me say you're attached to the how, you're attached to the outcome, it means you're in expectation land. It means you're still attaching your feeling state to a specific outcome. So the subtext of expectations is I'll believe if, or I'll believe when. I'll believe if somebody buys my book. I'll believe it when I actually get a call back. I'll believe it if and when it happens this way. True belief, on the other hand, is believing without any conditions. I believe no matter what. No matter what evidence says otherwise, I still believe. It's still working. It's already done. I love this thing and it's 100% happening. I can feel it. I can taste it. I can smell it. I feel all the goodness of it right now. Holding full belief is holding the feeling of what it is that we desire as if it's already done, while holding an expectation is feeling the lack of what we don't yet have until we achieve it. And so if you're confused at any point of whether you're holding expectation or belief, just check in with how you feel, okay? If you feel the lack of what you want, you're in expectation. If you feel the abundance of what you want, you're in belief. If you're questioning your desire, you're in expectation. If there's no doubt in your mind, body, and soul that your desire is as good as done, then you're in belief. Some of you are fooling yourselves into thinking you're in full belief when you're not. You're like, yes, I'm believing. When in reality, you don't actually feel the doneness of the thing you desire. Instead, you're spending your time doubting it. You're spending time trying to figure out how it will happen. Versus when you're in full belief, you can feel the certainty in your bones, as if there's no separation, no gap between where you are right now and the thing you want. And so when you're in full belief, even if the result hasn't come through in one way, one avenue, it doesn't matter. That just wasn't the way. That just wasn't the how. It doesn't mean that your desired result isn't coming or isn't working. It just means that wasn't the way it comes. And so then there's no big drama around it. Instead, you're still committed to holding that belief. A lot of times we fool ourselves into thinking we're in full belief when we're not, when we have a lot riding on our desire. In other words, when we have a lot to lose. We're like, yeah, I'm believing because I know that I have to believe in order to create the result I want. And I have a lot riding on this. But what's happening is we're then trying to believe from a place of insufficiency and need, okay? And so again, the subtext of our belief is really, this has to work. This can't not work. I need this to work. Guys, notice the sense of urgency, lack, and graspiness. That is not belief. That is expecting, hoping, wishing, betting on something to happen to then feel better. No, you've got to get to a place of I can feel good without this thing first. I don't need this thing to feel good. I just want it because it's fun. I want to create it because it's so much fun to believe and create the things that I want. Selling my book, creating customers, creating a new job, a new relationship, so much fun. Okay? Like sometimes what I'll do if I feel myself latching on to expectation and attachment is I'll visit the worst case scenario. I used to do this a lot in the beginning stages of my business when I didn't have a lot of evidence to back up my belief. I'd be like, okay, if I don't sign one single client for the entire year, like I'd literally go to the most dramatic worst case scenario. If I don't sign a client for an entire year, what would loving where I am right now look like? And I would literally look at the numbers in my bank account and I'd sell myself on loving my bank account as is without a single extra dollar. And I'd make peace with that. And then I'd also be like, okay, I'll have all of this free time to work on the project I want to work on. Spending all that extra time on the project could be a lot of fun. I could spend more time with my family and my friends. You see what I'm doing? I'm generating a feeling of sufficiency even in my brain's worst case scenario. Now, some of your brains will resist doing this because you're scared that you're like giving life to that worst case scenario. And if you visit it, then that's what will play out. But it's the opposite. By visiting the worst case scenario and choosing thoughts on purpose to generate a feeling of sufficiency, you actually loosen your grip over the result you desire. You loosen that attachment. Make sense? Because you're like, okay, I don't need this thing to survive anymore or to feel good because I've rearranged my thoughts around my current reality and I feel okay about it. I'm okay. Like I'm more than okay. It's the energy of I'm good. Even without this thing, I'm good. And so when you sell yourself on the worst case scenario and feel 100% sufficiency in it, you then can approach your desires from a place of genuine excitement and fun. That graspy energy and pressure is no longer there. And so you allow yourself the time and the space to enjoy the process. You grant yourself the patience to fail along the way until you've created the result you want. This is where your power is, you guys. So good. Now, some of you might be thinking, yeah, but I can't get to a good feeling place in my worst case scenario. Like when I look at my bank account, when I look at what I'm sacrificing, I cannot feel sufficient. And what I want to offer you is that's okay. But it's really good to know because now you can get to work on changing that. In other words, what needs to happen? What changes must you make for you to feel enoughness in your current circumstances? Like maybe you need to get another job. Maybe you need to save some extra money. Maybe it's a move of sorts. Maybe you need to rearrange some things, have a conversation with your partner and get on the same page with finances, whatever. If you can't get there in your mind, then what action do you need to take to make it easier to think abundant thoughts? Okay? Whatever you need to do, do it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to lean into full-fledged strong belief, the kind of belief that creates the results you want. You just won't. Instead, you'll just be giving attention to impatience and lack and insufficiency, and that shit does not move the needle. You may fool yourself into thinking you can get to belief or that you are believing, but if you don't actually feel it, the sufficiency of exactly where you are, then you're just spinning in expectation land. And it perpetuates this frustrating and disappointing journey over and over again. Hating where you are, having zero fun on the journey, and not creating the results you want. Okay. So on a final note here, how do you know you're in full belief? 1, you're not questioning your belief. You're not spending your time in doubt or obsessing over the how. 2, you feel as if it's already done. Whatever feeling that evokes, abundance, excitement, peace, etc. And then lastly, just check in with your actions and your results. If you're not creating the results that you desire, it means that you still have some resistance and doubt to clean up. This is exactly what coaching helps you do, you guys. Release the doubt and gross resistance that is keeping you from the results you crave. You've got to clean up your brain to work with you and what it is that you want to achieve, not against you. The information to work with me is down below. Thank y'all so much for watching. I don't know why I said y'all. It's probably because I just got back from Texas now that I think about it. I'll see you next week. Bye.